Hello there, Gerald here. This, I guess, would be update number 21. I'm not sure why I never numbered all the other videos, but I'm going to start doing that from now on. So this would be update number 21 on the M3P project. So in this one, I'm trying to remember where I left off in the last one. So this one I'll talk to you about the EGPs. What are EGPs? EGPs are extra game pieces. So unlike these, actually I made a few of them here. These ones here that I just highlighted. Unlike game pieces, the game piece would be like your block. The EGPs, the extra game pieces, the main difference with these is that you cannot directly interact with them, meaning you can't click on them in order to get them off the board. You have to get them off the board, collect them, so to speak, in other means. And one way to do that is by making clicking on groups of blocks around them. So I think a visual would probably be better to explain it. I do believe I have a level here. I think it's level 3. Yeah. Okay, level 3 here, where I have a few scenarios set up. I'm going to show you 4 or 5 different kinds of extra game pieces. I do have more in mind. I just haven't done them yet. So the first one, I call it a drop-off extra game piece. And what that means is, in order to collect it, you have to drop it off the bottom of the screen. I'm sure you've seen those types of pieces in games before. So, for example, if I click on these 3 yellow blocks, then this little trophy should fall off the bottom, like so. So that's one. Like I said, I call it the drop-off. This one here, this black one, I just use the star. Remember, you got to use your imagination here, and say if it's a theme kind of game, say like a cookie jam, I guess. You know, it's all about baked goods, so maybe these could be like little donuts or something that you're collecting. Anyway, this black one here, this black star, is just like a solid game piece. And this gray one here is the same as this black one, but it has HP, health associated with it. So as long as you click on a group of 2 or more that's around it, you should be able to collect it, and then it'll fall off the screen like so. The red one here, it's the same as the solid one here, but it's a colored one, meaning you have to click on a color around it that's the same color, a group of blocks around it that's the same color to collect it. So like this red one, you can't collect it because those are blue, and these ones here would be yellows, but you can when it's red. You get the idea. This one here, you just need to let's see if I can get a group around it. I'll see as they get 2 blue ones here, so then that collects it. And it works with power-ups too. I mean, if you hit a power-up hits it, then it gets it off the screen. And as you can see, you can shuffle them. So that's basically it for the extra game pieces. Like I said, I have a few more ideas for these different types that you'll be able to use, but I guess you're gonna have to wait until I finish those. So also, let's talk about the SBI. So the SBIs are stationary board items, and what that means is they're stationary on the board. You can't move them, you can't interact with them directly. Same idea, you got to make matches around them, click on groups of matches around them in order to activate them. Originally, my thought on these was to make them like creators, so that they create other objects. So you can set a health to them, say it's like 3, and then once you make 3, click on 3 groups of matches around them. After 3 times, it'll create whatever you want, and I'll show you that in a sec. And then I realized, well, I could actually have the other use for these, meaning, yeah, they're stationary, but they'll also, these type here will work kind of like a blocker. So they'll block the board, so no blocks can fall down. But at the same time, they have a health associated with them, and they'll eventually disappear. And I will show you what I'm talking about instead of just blabbing. So we'll load up a new level here. I don't know if I have any set already. We'll make this one. So we'll load that. Oops, we'll get rid of these. Just clear the board up a bit. And we'll go into our SBIs, our stationary board items. Okay, so this here is just a, we're not going to use that one. This is one type, so this here means it has 3 cells. It takes up 3 cells, as you can see. So we'll put that on the board. And this one here takes up 4 cells. I just put numbers on it so you can see what I was doing. Set up a scenario so we can get rid of them. That should work. So did I save it? Yeah, I'll save it. Load up our game, and I believe that was level 2. Okay, so here's the first one. Again, use your imagination and make this into whatever you want. Maybe it's a snake or something, I don't know. You hit it once, as long as you hit a group of matching blocks around it, and it the health will reduce like so until it's all gone. Same with this one, but again it's a colored one, so you have to click on a group of blocks around it that are the same color. So yeah, that's it for that one. And like you see, you can have different shapes to do the same thing, or you can make them into some kind of maker. What I mean by that, I'll show you the bubble maker here. So I'll get rid of these ones. I'm going to put a bubble maker on. I'll put it up here in the corner. I'll save that. Actually, I believe I have the health set to this to 2. So we'll have to make a match around it twice. Okay, we'll save that. That was level 2. So here's your bubble maker. Click on a group of blocks around it once, twice, and it creates bubbles. And you can keep doing that. You see it says empty. So another option you have here, you can whatever you decide to make. I'm not saying that right. I made this into a bubble maker, right? I can set it so that it's unlimited, so that it never runs out. So every time you make a match of 2 around it, 2 times, it'll create 3 bubbles. You can set how many bubbles get created from it, and you can also set how many times you want to use it. So it can be unlimited, or it can be like I have here. It's like I made a match. Let's see, I did it twice. So there's 1, creates 3 bubbles. Did it twice, creates 3 more bubbles, and then it's empty. So yeah, you can set that to be unlimited too. So lots of options, and like I said, use your imagination and you can create some pretty funky things. You can also, I think I mentioned this in the last video, use some of these other objects to create things too. So you got blockers, you got unders, and overs. You can use those to turn those into like a type of creator too. And I made one to show you. So this here is a shield, and there's really, I don't have a name for it, but I'll show you what it does. So that would be in the overs, and here's the shield. Save that, and I have it set to create these little trophies, extra game pieces. So I'll load up level 2, and the way they work is, as long as you, just like the other shields, this group of red here, there's red underneath the shield too, so once you click on it, it activates the shield, and it creates 3 trophies. And as you remember, the trophies just fall off the bottom because they're drop-offs. So yeah, you can do that with, like I said, with the blockers and the under objects too. And I think I'll show you these under objects. Typically you wouldn't find these kind of objects in this type of game. They'd be more suited for like a match 3 game, but that doesn't mean you can't use them. And the reason I say that is because they take up one cell. I'll show you on the editor here. So I'm gonna I'll get rid of all those and get rid of the other one. Okay, let's go to the unders. If I put one here, you can't see it, right? It's there, but you can't see it because the blocks are too big. But if I hide the blocks for a sec, then now you can see it. And I can put a whole bunch here. I can set its health. But again, like I said, you can't see it because the blocks are too big. That's why they're typically used for like a match 3 game, like a swap game, because those objects are smaller, like the game pieces are smaller. Where this type of game, the blocks are usually take up a whole cell and you can't really see underneath it. That doesn't mean you can't use them. You just have to be creative with them. So that's why I left them in there. Anyways, I will show you how they work. In order to really understand how they work, I'm going to have to make this game piece smaller just for this video. So we'll reduce its size, say to 40. There. So now if I go back into level 2, oh, I forgot to save it. Yeah, so I'll get the health set to 4 on these. We'll save that. That's so you can see them here. Okay, so what these are this under object right here, and basically it's just you want to collect them. So every time you click on a group of blocks that are laying on top of those, it reduces them by one health. And the same thing with the power-ups, works the same way. So yeah, that's how an under object works. And you can turn those into creators too, and also you can create them and turn them into other objects where they can actually change the colors of the blocks and stuff. So you have different types. This one here is just a normal one where you just click on a group like you've seen and it reduces its health by 1. These ones are colored ones, so you have to have the same color on top of them in order to get rid of them. Yeah, I think you get the idea. Anyway, that's it in a nutshell for now, real quick. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. Lots more to show you. It'll be coming up, so stay tuned. Cheers.